Hey everyone, Dr. Jake here from Dr. Jake MindBody.life. Today we're going over a vestibular reset and an eye balance or an eye reset, an eye fascial release. Uh, this is all based on the human garage teachings of fascial release. I kind of really jive with their movement and really like the exercises they promote to help release fascia on your own. I do it as a healthcare practitioner on a regular basis through craniosacral release and visceral manipulation. But these are nice exercises that you can do to help facilitate the fascial release when you're at home and in between treatments from your healthcare practitioner. We're going to start. I like to teach the vestibular reset and the eye movements together as our eyes and our vestibular system and our ears and our cerebellum. They really go hand in hand with our balance and coordination. We get so much input from those two, from our eyes and our vestibular system for balance and coordination. I find it just mutually beneficial to release them both at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and do that today. Now, we'll say as a disclaimer, if you're having headaches, you're having dizziness, you've had a recent TBI, be careful. These could exacerbate symptoms. If you've been released by your doctor to do eye movement exercises, eye release exercises, then feel free to try, but just make sure you're aware of what's going on in your body. Also, with these types of movements, when you release the fascia, whether on your own or through a healthcare practitioner, it's very common that emotional releases can happen. So be aware if that happens and make sure you're releasing the emotions, you're being with it no matter how scary, rather than holding them in, because then the body will just tighten that fascia back up again and hold on to that emotion for later release. So be aware of that as well. But while doing these, they should ultimately help. It shouldn't be making any of your symptoms worse. There could be a short period of time where, say, a headache or something gets a little worse. It should start to lessen. If it doesn't lessen within 24 hours, make sure you go to your qualified healthcare practitioner. Again, other things that could happen is if you've had a TBI or have migraines, you could get nausea as we are resetting and recalibrating the vestibular system, and that is a very common thing to happen. So we're going to go ahead and start. The first thing we're going to start with is the vestibular reset. This is a beautiful, easy exercise. I'm going to walk in close. Normally I'll do this standing, but I'm going to walk in a little bit closer so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And here, the first thing is you want to remember is whenever you're doing the movement, you're going to kind of pull on that pelvic floor to add a little more tension. So by doing a Kegel, when I say pull on the pelvic floor, just doing a slight Kegel to hold that only when you're doing the movement of the exercise. When in this exercise, what you're going to do is you're going to be moving the head and you're going to be holding the thumbs in a specific position in front of your eyes and nose, and you're just going to be moving the head while you keep your eyes focusing on the thumb. That my thumbs are literally like this close to my head, as you can see, not very far. And you can do this in this direction, that direction, and this direction. And you're going to want to work your way up to like a max of reps of 8. If you can only do 2 or 3 when you first start this, that's fine. Just notice how much you can do before symptoms start to come out, and stop at that mark, and that'll be your goal for the next day. So if like today you can only do 2, that's beautiful. You did 2, awesome. Next time you shoot for 2 or 3. Okay, and you can do this every day. The fascia loves to be released. Fascia can be tensed up for a variety of reasons. So feel free to do this as much as you want. And so we're going to go ahead and start today. So the first thing is thumbs go about 6 inches in front of the nose. So again, 6 inches. And in this exercise, I'm going to pull my glasses off so you can see. In this exercise, I'm going to start with the lateral movement. This is lateral. You can go up or down in these angles on both sides. In this exercise, your eyes are going to stay focused on the thumbs, and you're going to turn your head. So my eyes are staying focused until I can barely not see them. Then I'm going to close my eyes and bring them back. And I'm going to do that again, closing my eyes, making sure that pelvic floor is contracted. And then closing my eyes and bring them back. And I'm going to do that again, just so you can get the gist. Closing my eyes and bring it back. And one more time. And bring it back. And now that I did that, we're going to go ahead and do the upper angle and the lower angle. So here I'm going to keep the nose again, and we're going to go ahead and go this direction. So here I'm going, and I'm closing my eyes and bring it back. And I'm going to do 4 on each direction. You're going to go nice and slow. You don't want to do this fast. You want to go nice and slow. Fascia like soft touch and slow movements. They're not about speed or agility. Okay. And now we're going to go down. And you notice how my eyes are staying focused on the thumbs and my head's moving. I can feel a lot of tension in this movement on my left side. I've had TBIs before in the past that I've had to heal from, so I can really tell where some of those are still wanting a little love and attention. And I'm going to do one more. And now that was the right side. And you always want to walk, kind of let it integrate, taking some breaths, just noticing how different that right side feels compared to the left side. Like for me, I'm starting to feel a little loosening on my right side, a little opening, and I'm starting to feel on my left side this like almost a buzzing feeling because my left side's like, please, 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 don't forget me. So again, I'm going to do that left side vestibular reset so you can see that, and then we'll move on to the eye exercises, and we'll go from there. So here, again, make sure the pelvic floor is pulled in, doing a Kegel, and then thumbs out in front of the nose, and you're just going to go left, keeping the eyes, focus on the thumbs, and remember, closing the eyes when you get to the back end. So remember, slow movement, first and go, close the eyes, and return. And slow movement, I'm not going too fast. And return. Remember the fascia like slow and soft. Okay, we're going to go up. Now I'm going down. The down is always hard for me. I'm only doing, alright, we got one more. And again, I'm going to come up, and you want to integrate noticing how that feels. I'm starting to feel like a balancing of my head. My shoulders feel a little calm. Again, you want to make sure the body's not as tense while you're doing these exercises as well. You want to try to keep that nice calm feeling throughout the whole exercise. Now, I feel pretty good on the vestibular system. I did that integration. I feel like my sides are starting to feel balanced. It feels pretty good. Now remember, our goal is to shoot a max of 8 reps on. 8 reps sounds like a good amount going in each direction. And so just remember that's our goal to shoot up. I only did 4 for the length of the video purposes, but again, the goal is to shoot up for 8. Some people may only be able to start with 1. Some people may be able to do 8. Just continue to push yourself as best you can, and at your own pace. Now we're going to go into the eye movements, the eye releases. Again, this is the human garage fascial exercise release. And so this one, again, you're going to pull that Kegel in whenever you're doing the exercises. And instead of holding the thumbs out like this and doing the head, here we're going to hold the fingers out in front of us, so like this. And instead of doing the head turning, we're doing fingers, and we're keeping our eyes focused on the finger as we bring it out and back. And we're not turning our heads. We're not going like this. We're not turning our heads. We're keeping our heads straight, focused straight, and we're just allowing our eyes to follow the finger. Same time, we're holding that Kegel in, but we're allowing the shoulders to be relaxed and our body to be slightly relaxed. We don't want extra tension. Okay? So in here, again, it's this direction, and this direction. You're going to do that on both sides. In between, when you finish one side, you're going to do a nice integration walk and notice the difference on each side. Okay? And I'm just going to do 4 in each direction. Again, remember the goal is to shoot for 8 in each direction. So fingers out, pelvic floor pulled in, doing a Kegel. Okay, and again, with all this, don't forget to breathe. Breath is highly important for all this. So here I'm going to do lateral first. You're noticing this is about as far as I can go. The finger, so I still see the finger. I bring it back. And you want to follow it back, right? You're not closing your eyes on this one. You're following it back. And you see how my head is still straight. I'm not turning the head. I'm following it back. And I'm going at a nice steady pace. I'm not going really fast. We're going nice and steady. And you're just following that. Again, noticing how your eyes are doing with the movement, how your brain is doing with the movement. Just noticing how the body is feeling as you release. And I'm going to do one more. Okay. And then we're going to come up. This one's a little hard for me with eye movement, is coming up into this, what we call the superlateral position. And remembering to not turn your head with it, and remembering to allow the eyes to follow it back. Sometimes we'll go really quick back with our eyes while the finger's still slowly drifting back. We want to allow that eye to follow it. Okay? Now we're going to do in the lower position. Again, just following that, not moving the head. And relaxing on that side. I finished that side. I did 4. Remember to do 8. I'm just walking, kind of shaking it off, just noticing how that side feels. And I can tell you right now, the tension on my neck is already starting to lessen up on that right side, which feels really amazing. I kind of like that. I feel a little more connected on that right side. So again, it's like a quick 15, 30-second integration. You can go maybe up to 60 seconds. So just notice how that feels and allow your body that time to integrate. Integration is always important for all the fascial exercising. And now we're going to do the left side. Remember, fingers out, pelvic floor pulled in. Okay, we're going to do lateral. See, this side is the side that I had my injury on, and one of my injuries on in high school wrestling, and it does not like me going to that left, so it definitely can feel. You can see I can't even bring my finger as far to that left. So just again noticing what it might be for you. Because I can tell you that my mind, my head, my brain doesn't like that. My eyes don't like that. Now we're going to go up. Okay, this is not as bad as straight lateral, but it's still not as fun for me. I can feel tension in my neck when I bring it to the extremes here. It wants to just flare up that neck. So this will be interesting to see what happens on this integration process. And we're going to go down. This is infralateral. And remembering the head straight. Pelvic floor is contracted. Eyes are following the fingers back. And here we go. We're going to let that integrate. Just noticing how that feels. And I can tell you my left side is already, my left side is already loosened. That feels pretty good. And again, remember, I normally I'd shoot for 8 in this exercise. So I appreciate you all for showing up today. This is again the human garage fascial release for the eyes and vestibular reset. If you have any questions, please comment in the links down below. You can follow me on Dr. Jake Mindbody on Instagram, and you can find me at drjakemindbody.life. I'm here in Eugene, Oregon if you want some in-person treatments or if you have any questions, and I look forward to chatting with you later. Thank you.